You got the adjustable desk?
Yeah, I got the adjustable desk. I spent like 300-400 on this, but it was worth it, honestly, because I can work standing up. Because like I don't like standing on a chair all day. It might hurt, my back hurts, and everything. It sucks.
I know that's a good move. I need to start thinking about getting an adjustable desk. Some people actually have like desks with like a little treadmill underneath, so you can like walk a little bit too while you're standing and working.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this, but to me, this is like too much. Like if you want to walk, just go outside, bro. Like,
I guess you're
I
right.
mean, but it's cool. It's cool if you live in a city, especially during lockdowns, it could be very useful.
Yeah, exactly. But we're excited to have you on. Got a very, very special one. It's been requested. Do Stardust season, do Stardust season, do Stardust season. So super excited to have the GOAT on today. Appreciate it big time. The producer room, powered by producer culture. My man Stardust season. What's going on?
Ferno, you spazzing.
Hey, bro, appreciate you for having me here. How are you?
Man, everything's smooth, can't complain. We had a really special episode with Ferno Spazin where he, shouted you out, talked about it for a little bit, your guys' relationship. So I feel like since then everyone was already requesting you, but everyone's been super requesting you since then. We also had another really special one with Palace, where we got to talk about, being an overseas producer and, some of the quote unquote advantages or disadvantages that comes with. And, he was someone like you who was really able to flip those disadvantages and, use them as fuel to make stuff happen. So definitely excited to soak it all up from you and, and get into it for sure.
Let's get it, bro.
I'm
excited.
But yeah, I mean, let's start it all the way from the beginning. So first of all, like where are you from? Where are you living right now? What's going on in the world of Stardust season?
So I live in Bulgaria. This is my own house. For those of you who don't know, Bulgaria is a small Eastern European country. It's a small country, but it's really beautiful, and I really love it. Right now, I live in my own house that I bought thanks to selling beats, which is completely crazy to me. So right now I'm in my homemade studio, so pretty nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy for sure. And you live in Bulgaria now and you're born and raised there as well?
Yeah, I'm from here, born and raised.
Got it. Do you ever sometimes think like, oh man, I wish I was in the States so I could get in the studio with so and so, or so I could link up with these producers or whatever? Or are you just like, I'm in Bulgaria, I got my workflow, this is how it is, this is how it's supposed to be?
For sure, bro. I think if I was born in the United States, it would have definitely been an advantage position to me because I could get in studios and stuff like that. But I don't see it necessarily. I don't see it as a disadvantage that I'm here, because I think that if you have if you want to do something, you will find a way to achieve it. So even though I'm here, even though I'm not in the studios with artists, I have internet. We are in a digital era. We have internet. I can connect digitally. So with people like me and you are in LA right now. I'm in Bulgaria. Like,
yeah,
two different. Like, you're here, I'm here, and we connect without any problem. So yeah, for sure, would have been nice, but I don't think it's that bad that I'm here. I love living here.
Yeah, definitely turn the disadvantage into an advantage with a lot of the ways that you keep your workflow heavy and just keep always having placements coming out, always having beats posted to YouTube, etc. And we're definitely going to get into that. But yeah, just starting off in kind of like the beginning days, like where did the name Stardustszn come from? When did you officially start going by that? Tell us about that a little bit.
So it's kind of a weird story because before that, like when I called myself Stardustszn, I wasn't even like making sales. I was a nobody. I was just fucking around, make a kid making beats. So before that, I was going by the name Karen, which is my surname.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought this is kind of boring because like using your real name is boring. So I wanted to create a new name. But I was indecisive. I didn't know what name to pick. So one day I was watching one of those Netflix series with Neil deGrasse, don't know how they're called, about the universe and stuff, different planets and shit, how the world started out of one little atom and stuff like that. And he said, like, I was with my girlfriend and with another friend chilling. We were high as fuck. And Neil deGrasse said something about stardust. Everything is made of stardust. I'm made of stardust. You're made of stardust. Everything is, the whole universe is made of stardust. So I just, this word really sticked out to me, and I really liked it for some reason. I don't know. So I just put season because I thought season would be nice. Like, because at this time I was really determined to blow up, to get something going on, and to go serious with it. Because back then, before that, I wasn't serious with it, but I wanted to become serious, to pursue it professionally almost. So that's how Stardust, with the word that I picked, and season came about.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a great story. Who would have known? Every once in a while, you might have one of those crazy ideas from one of those high nights watching one of those space shows or something. You never know what might end up happening. But yeah, you talked about before you were just going by your surname, Karen. What year was that when you actually first officially started making beats?
Yeah, that was actually when I started first officially started making beats, and I can tell you how I started making beats actually, because it's a really really interesting story. So I started making beats at around the end of 2017. Back then I was really obsessed with going to the gym. Mm-hmm. My dream was to become a fitness model. I was really obsessed about getting jacked. Like I just wanted to pursue this professionally, So I was really serious about it, hitting the gym 6 times a week, etc. And one day I injured myself, which was really sad. And I was told by the doctors that I need to stop working out for at least half a year. And this was really devastating to me. Like I was crushed. I was feeling depressed. It was one of the hardest moments in my life. And I didn't know what to do with my life because working out, going to the gym, this was everything that I loved. So it was very difficult. And I was sitting at home one day. I was bored and I didn't know what to do. So I just jumped on my computer and I opened up FL Studio. And now you might ask, why the fuck did you have FL Studio on your computer? Why the fuck? So I will tell you why. One of my classmates at the time, he was a SoundCloud producer, and he introduced me to this software that he used to make rap beats. So I was really intrigued by that because I've always, since a kid, I was listening to rap music. And even before I started producing, I was paying attention to the beats in songs. Like beats, sometimes, even most of the times, I listen to songs mainly because of the beat, not because of the rapper. So I started messing around with the program this day. Until that moment, I never really did anything with FL Studio. It seemed complicated, but this day I was so bored that I started fucking around with FL Studio. And I started my computer at around, I started my first beat at around 6 p.m. And around 6 a.m., my first beat was finished. So I spent 12 hours on it. And here's the thing, I didn't even realize when this time passed. I was so captivated by the whole process. I was hooked. I didn't know when the time passed. It was like 1 hour. When did the sun rise? When did the sun rise? I was like completely confused. So I had my first beat ready. I exported it, and I was so excited. I played it a couple of times, and I was excited to show it to my friends. And since that day, I was obsessed with beats. I became obsessed with beats, and I wanted to get better and better and really improve.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story. It's interesting because we've had a few different people, whether it's like producers we've talked to or even some like artists we work with and stuff. Like a lot of people, whether it's like, you know, fitness for yourself or sports, football, basketball, whatever, they started making beats or exploring like music stuff once they got injured, which is just interesting. Hopefully maybe someday you'll be able to pick back up your fitness model career if you have time from all the YouTube beats and all
For
that.
sure, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, by the way. I'm working on it.
You're
day
working
by
on
day,
getting back.
getting back to it.
So this is around 2017. You get injured, you're devastated, and you turn this bad situation into something amazing, which is, you know, a really successful accomplished producing career. So this is around 2017. You make your first beat, you're captivated by the process. 12 hours feels like 1 hour. You're excited to show all your friends and everything. I'm sure you just start jumping into it, making a whole bunch more beats every day from there. At what point do you actually start showcasing these beats and like posting them on YouTube or different mediums?
So after about 6 months, I started posting my beats on SoundCloud because that's where my producer friend was uploading his beats. So I knew about YouTube, but it didn't seem interesting to me to upload them to YouTube. I don't know. I uploaded them to SoundCloud, but one thing that really pissed me about SoundCloud is how it's basically decreased the quality of the beats. It bothered me so much because it was terrible, and I was uploading my beats there for a while, but I stopped, and after another 6 months, I was feeling confident enough with my beats to start uploading them, start selling them actually.
Yeah.
So I knew about this platform, one of the biggest platforms for selling beats, BeatStars. I heard about it and I registered there. So one of the first things that happened after I registered there was that a beat popped up, and I listened to it. And as I'm listening, I'm like blown away. This beat was so hard. It was so hard. And I'm telling you, back then I was feeling confident with my beats. But after listening to this beat, my confidence, the confidence I had with my beats was completely shattered because this beat was so hard compared to my beats. I was almost angry, bro. I was angry. So I told myself, I will either improve and get and match this level of quality, or I will quit, bro. So for the next couple of months, what I did was to basically work on my sound, and I was remaking beats by better producers and beats from hit songs. And this thing actually helped me so much. It helped me tremendously, and it helped me to improve my beats in very short period of time.
Crazy. Yeah. So you started off by, you know, to sharpen your tools to get better by remaking beats from other, you know, bigger producers or hit songs. Definitely interesting. I'm sure that that's a really good way to start getting better.
Definitely.
Yeah. So do you start posting your beats on YouTube and BeatStars around the same time? This is a little ways past from when you initially started posting them on SoundCloud.
Yeah, so I started posting on YouTube and BeatStars at around the same time. But at first, when I started posting, I didn't have a schedule. I didn't have any direction. I was just messing around. I was just trying it out. And it wasn't until a couple of months into doing it. I actually started doing it for 2 weeks, then stopped. Then after a couple of months, I started doing it. And this time I was really serious about it.
Mhm.
Because at this time, I saw another producer from Czech Republic, also Europe. So basically, I saw that he posted a screenshot on his story that he's making 5 to 10,000 every month from selling beats. And when I saw this, I couldn't go to sleep, honestly, because at that point, like, I knew that those industry producers are making a lot of money. I knew that they are making the living, but I didn't know that you can be from Europe without any connections, just in your bedroom, and make a living just from selling type beats. I didn't know that. So when I saw this PayPal screenshot, I was really motivated, and I just started to copy him. I started to I picked one lane of beats and I started uploading consistently, like with schedule. It was, I think, every second day. Yeah, every second day I started uploading.
Well, one thing about Stardustszn, everybody go check out his his YouTube channel, see how many total views he has on there, see how many videos, see how many subscribers. Mostly everybody already knows based on how often you're requested to be the next interview. But you kind of spoke to a few different things, but it's interesting because there are a lot of people who are trying to win on YouTube now, and they're doing what you did initially. They're just posting when they feel like it. They make a beat, they throw it up. But speak to some of those, because you're definitely someone who knows how to win on YouTube. Speak to some of those like other little things that are super important. You spoke to uh picking a lane and staying in that one specific lane, or at least close to there, having a schedule. I'm sure the thumbnails are important. Like, what are some of those other things that people aren't thinking about when it comes to really being able to win on YouTube?
So the main thing, I know it's common sense, but people don't think about it, and I don't understand why. Most of the time, it's those obvious things that people don't realize. They think about thumbnails, they think about the tags, about all the different little things, but they don't think about the quality of their beats. And now, if I ask 10 producers, are your beats good? Are they high quality? They're gonna say, yeah, bro, they are super hard. But if you the thing is that you need, as a producer, you need to have you have to be real with yourself. You have to have high levels of integrity to be able to say, okay, my beats are not that good, or they are that good, or be able to give to rate your beats accordingly. And the thing most producers are lacking, honestly, is quote hard beats that make the rappers want to freestyle. And yeah, because most producers make beats to impress other producers. This is the thing I see. They they try to make the beat as complicated as possible, as impressive as possible. But if you want to sell beats, that's not the point, bro. The point is to make a beat that is easy to freestyle on. Because when a rapper finds your beat on YouTube, and if he doesn't start freestyling to it immediately, if you don't catch his attention in the first 10 seconds, you lost him, bro. You lost him. So this is the main thing I personally think producers should focus on. Be hard enough. Are your beats industry quality? Do they match the level of quality of the beats that, for example, you're doing Lil TJ type beats? Are your beats the same quality or better, like the beats that Lil TJ uses? If your beats are good enough, then you're headed in the good direction. But if your beats are not close to this level, you won't make it, because it's true that the competition is really strong. There are guys out there that have good beats, really good beats, and they're gonna beat you eventually.
Definitely. Yeah, I think you're so right on that. And going back to like Palas as well, who was another recent interview, overseas producer, you know, speaking to Winning on YouTube, he basically says the same thing. Like, it's common sense, but sometimes it gets lost there, where it's, you know, the beats have to be super high quality in comparison to everything else that's living on YouTube, but also the artist has to be able to rap on them. Like, if you can have the most impressive, crazy beat of all time, and maybe it'll win in a beat competition, but if the artist can't rap,
Yeah.
like, it's not going to work. And I like the way that that you actually kind of phrased it, which is like, try to make it something where you say, okay, could somebody easily freestyle on this? Because if they
Yeah,
could,
exactly. You know, before I started making beats, not many people know about this, but I used to just, before gym session, I stayed in my car and I just search different beats in YouTube, for example, Cash Money IP, and I just listen to them and I freestyle. So I have this thing in me where I can look at it from the rapper's perspective. And even when I make beats, I know the beat is hard when I start freestyling, like when I start humming shit. Like, yeah. When I start hyping myself up and start freestyling shit, I know I'm going in the good direction.
Yeah, definitely. Well, everyone be on the lookout. That Stardust season mixtape might be dropping soon.
You might need to take it. It will take some time.
Yeah, it'll take some time. We'll make sure we get it booming. But yeah, that's awesome. I mean, and like I said, congrats on everything, especially with, you know, how big you built up the platform and the channel to this point. Pretty soon, at least it seems like from the outside looking in, the success on YouTube kind of translates into actual placements. You have a really good relationship now with a few different artists you work super closely with. Flip Dinero, you had the No 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 song with him, which obviously featured A Boogie, as well as the Rich Today song and a whole bunch of other stuff, both released and unreleased. Yeah, you have the placement with NLE Choppa, that, you know, was with Furno Spasm, which is awesome to see you guys get one.
That should go. You know, I want to sorry for interrupting you, but
yeah,
I want to mention something here. This beat, the NLE Choppa song, this was my first. So I was uploading, consistent schedule, etc. I was uploading every second day until one of my beats really blew up. Like, back then I was uploading Lil Keat type beats, because Lil Keat was, I saw him, he was an emerging artist, and I found his music and I instantly fell in love with his beats. So I started making Lil Keat type beats, and I was very consistent every second day, etc. And my beats were hard. But one of my beats really exploded. Like, it blew up. It hit 1 million views in just 2 months, I think. So this beat was the beat that NLE Choppa found in YouTube, and he used it. And it's crazy because I made this beat with my brother Furno, who's the absolute GOAT, one of the best loopmakers right now in the game. So it's pretty interesting story, bro. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. I remember that snippet was being teased like crazy for so long before it finally came out. It's definitely just crazy. But yeah, you had obviously a lot of success locked in with Flip Dinero. That NLE Choppa placement is crazy. I know you've done some work with Tory Lanez and the One Umbrella crew. VVS Ken has said that you're one of his favorite producers, which is awesome. And I think it's just really cool too, because despite the fact that you're not in the States and in these sessions or whatever, you kind of have an opposite approach, which was you kept showcasing something that was of a certain tier quality wise. And now these artists really came to you versus the other way around, where people are trying to just be crazy and text and DM and email all these beats to get to the person. You kind of went around it at a different angle, where these artists eventually came to you.
Yeah, and I think I have to give credit where it's due. I give credit to my YouTube, because without YouTube, I couldn't really blow up. I blew up on YouTube, and this is the main reason. This is like 95%. I'm gonna be honest with you. 95% of my placements came from YouTube and opportunities. So I blew up on YouTube, and like different opportunities started coming. For example, that Enely Chopu song, he found it on YouTube. Because one thing that people, yeah, some people know it, but other people don't know it, is that all artists right now are looking for beats on YouTube. And guess what? Even some big names, they also look for beats on YouTube. So I really think YouTube was the main reason I had such a quick success. And I was able to work with many amazing artists. Flip Dinero, yeah, he found me on YouTube, he DM'd me, and he said, Brody, we have something. So I instantly looked. He recorded on one of my YouTube beats. And from there, I nurtured this relationship, and I started sending him beats. And then, like, that's how this song with A Boogie came. Because when we locked in, I sent him one beat, and that was the No 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 song with A Boogie. So yeah, it's obviously about getting the exposure, YouTube. Then you will get lucky, you will get some placements. But then it's really important to nurture the connections you've made, and like make them better, like develop those relationships. Because if I didn't keep sending beats to Flip, this song would have never came, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely just that consistency, and just, you know, kept pushing. I'm sure that there was a time for you, which is what a lot of people are going through right now, where they just feel like they're posting and posting and posting and nothing's really happening. But you know, eventually you're going to hit that mark, and you lock in with that first artist, and it's off to the races.
Yeah, I will be honest with y'all guys. I know many producers are trying to blow up on YouTube. Keep trying, and not everyone is going to make it. It's impossible. But if you're really serious about it, if your beats are hard, if you stick to one lane, if you stick to one type of beats that you enjoy making, and your beats are really good, and you use good tags, and you use good thumbnails, and like there are several things, like more little details that you need to work on. But if you do those things and you are persistent, you'll definitely see success sooner or later. I know about producers who blew up during their first year. I know producers that blew 3 years into uploading beats. But you know, if you never give up, you never lose. Because, for example, I know this producer who uploaded for 3 years straight, every second day, until he blew up. He didn't give up. His beats were hard, and he exploded. Because good work never goes unnoticed. If your beats are genuinely hard and you're consistent, somebody gonna notice you. Even if your beats don't have a lot of views. We all know, do you know about this song, Rags to Riches?
Yeah, of course. Zipatano and Day6.
Zipatano and Day6, shout out to them, they're the GOATs. So this song came from a YouTube beat with only 10K views. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, I'm 99.9% sure that this song came from Roadwave finding a YouTube beat on day 6 page with only 10K views. How many times is platinum right now? 3, I think.
I think it's 4.
Doesn't matter. Or probably 4, So if this beat was hard as fuck, bro. If your beats are hard as fuck and you upload, you're persistent, your work will eventually get noticed by the right people.
Definitely.
I say this and I'm 1000% convinced in what I'm saying.
I definitely agree. The hard work never goes unnoticed. You were speaking to, how important relationships are, whether it's, you with other producers, you at first collaborating with other producers, you with the artist when, those relationships first start, whereas like a Flip Dinero finds you on YouTube, he then hits you up on Instagram, and how important it is to just build that relationship. For you now, there's definitely a lot of other producers that are hitting you, Loopmakers who want to send you stuff. Like, speak to that a little bit. Like, I'm sure that there's a little difference between the way that this person reached out to me might make me want to work with them versus the way that this person reached out to me. I might have to move their DM to the general box or something. Speak to that a little bit.
So I will speak. Okay, got you. So when I began producing, when I was first starting out, I was reaching out to those producers, for example, YouTube producers that I admired, and I was getting mad that they don't respond to my DMs. And even though they are not, for example, A-tier level, they are not working, they are not like with 1 million followers, and they have like 5,000 followers and probably see my DMs but never take time to reply. And I was bothered by that. But now that I'm in a position where I am busier, like connecting with more people, etc., I'm doing the same thing. And now I completely understand those guys. And for all people that are trying to get in touch with other producers that are more advanced in the game than you, you have to understand that the more opportunities you have, the bigger your status is, the more people are approaching you and more people want different stuff from you. And even though I don't consider myself A-tier yet, I'm not multi-platinum Grammy nominated producer, I still get like probably 50 DMs a day. And one thing I've noticed, one thing that just stands out and it bothers me is that 99% of people that hit me up, all of them ask me for stuff. It's never like, Stardust, here is this, here's $100, here is free this, here is that. It's never people wanting to give you some value. It's always people wanting something from you. Can you give me opinion on this? Can you comment on this? Can you check my loops? People always ask for shit, man, and they expect to build a relationship with you by taking your energy. And like when you are in a position where many people ask you for shit, you need to be battery saving. You need to save your energy only for the most important stuff. So my tip for people who would like to work with me, by the way, I'm doing paid collabs. If you want to work with me and stand out from the crowd, you can show me that you're serious by paying for a collab. For example, you give me value, you show me that you're serious, you pay for a collab, and I give you attention. I work with your loops, I check your loops. And it's not necessary that you do that, but I'm just giving an example. If you want to get noticed and build relationships with important people and network, first you need to realize those people are really busy and they have big egos because they worked really hard to get to the position where they are. So be mindful of how you approach them. Think of always giving value first before asking for shit. Because if you ask for shit, 99% is a chance that you will fail. They won't even open it. So give value first, build with the guy, give him value. And then after you build a relationship, then you can start asking for shit, but never do it like, you know what I mean? I think for
Of course.
it's obvious now.
Yeah, it's insane. And like, I think that, it's just something to really think about. I always try to do the exact same thing as you. If I'm reaching out to an artist to work with or an artist manager or whatever, I'm like, okay, how can I say this and present myself in a way where it's like, hey, I can offer you this. Is it something you're interested in? But it's exactly like what you just said. I can't believe it sometimes. Like, people will DM me that I've never met before and be like, I need you to introduce me. I need you to connect me with Stardustszn. And I'm sitting there like, what do you mean you need me to do that? Like, what? Like, I don't even know who you are.
Mr. Nobody, Mr. Josh Mo wants a favor from you, busy man, who is obviously important, who is obviously very busy.
Yeah, well, I don't
and he wants
that,
who is like, who are you to why would I do it? What is my motivation? Like, this is a thing. People have a couple of main motivations to help other people. First, if I would be willing to help somebody first if I really like him. Second reason could be if he gives me money. And third reason could be because it would make me look better to somebody else. For example, somebody asks me, can you start, some other big producer asks me, Sir, can you recommend me some good Loopmakers? And I will be willing to connect this guy and talented loopmaker that I work with if I know the loopmaker has good loops and that he will, it would be good for my reputation if I show this loopmaker to him, because he will be like, damn, this guy was really fired, thank you, Stardust. So those are the three main reasons why people would do a favor to you. And when you approach people, think, are you touching any of these? And if you're not, the probability that they're gonna help you out is really low.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's definitely interesting because as we wrap this up, the one thing that you just said was, if those loops are hard enough, if the quality's there, it'll make you look good to even recommend that person to the next person. So it just kind of circles back around to it's always having that top quality. But two really good things right there, which is the networking and the way that you do it is super, super important, as well as just making sure you have that, top tier quality. But yeah, man, too many gems on this one. I can't thank you enough for stopping by and giving us a bit of your time. I know it's getting late over there too, so I appreciate it.
Bro, actually, like, any producer would understand, here is 1 a.m., but that's not something unusual for me to stay this late, because that's normally when I'm getting most productive.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not anything big.
Yeah, you say half the time you don't know what day it is, you don't know what time it is, you don't operate on weekend versus weekday, you're just going, Stardust.
Yeah, I mean, like when I was in school or in uni, I counted the days. I counted the days until the weekend. But now that I'm self-employed, that I'm basically doing beats every day, I don't make, every day is just a blessing, Every day is another day where I can change my life, where I can get to the next level. That's what I'm striving. I'm working, I'm improving myself and stuff like that. So I'm not looking at like most 99% of the people just wait for the weekends and shit like that, but that's not me.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful to be in this position where I don't have to count the days until the weekend.
Exactly. Well, you earned it, that's for sure. But you know, we appreciate you coming down. The producer room, powered by producer culture, you know, self-employed and you know, bought a house off the beat money. Stardust is definitely you know,
Appreciate you, brother.
can do it too.
Appreciate you too, and I'm so glad that I met you. You're one of the best in the game, and you are a great example how, like, you're really genuine dude. Like, and I think by being such a genuine dude, you stand out in this industry, because in this industry, everyone just asks for stuff without giving any value back. And you are the completely opposite. You always give value first and almost never ask for anything. So I think you are a true blessing to the community, bro.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys. You know, it's definitely not possible without you guys. That's first and foremost, but just trying to play my role, trying to play my part. But I appreciate the kind words for sure. The producer room, powered by producer culture. Like, comment, subscribe, comment who you want to see next. It just might happen. Stardust, you know, everybody's commenting. We need the Stardust interview. Boom, boom, boom. And look, so make sure everybody's liking, subscribing. Make sure you're commenting who you want to see next, and you just might see it. But the producer room, powered by producer culture, Stardust season the GOAT. Appreciate you again.
Appreciate too, bro.